pediatrics. Glad you're with us.
Hello and good evening, folks out there in TV land. Tonight is a special episode of Late Nights because Mike Card is here, the previous host of Back to the Theater, on again to talk to us about old bad movies that you probably should watch if you like very bad movies, I guess, from like the 60s, 70s, and beyond. Pretty sure we even have a few of those now, right? Yes. So, without further ado, Trey, what's in your hands?
Ladies, gentlemen, welcome to Mike Card.
Thank you, everyone. Please stay seated. Hi, hello.
Hello, Mike, and welcome back to
The
the Late
KBVR.
Nights set.
Yeah, welcome back to the set for where I'm not running in for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, you're not intruding and saying, I found a very horrible movie we need to watch.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
there are those out there.
Well, we have to take a rest at some point because if we don't, I don't know if I can physically make it through more than one of those.
You but a time machine?
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm also busy time traveling. So
That too, researching the horrible movies of our shaded pasts.
yes, our long, shaded, terrible pasts. It's weird because people don't think about how many bad movies. Like, there's all these good movies, and then there's just there's three kinds of movies. There's good movies, there's bad movies, and there's forgettable movies. Forgettable movies are like the worst movies, but who cares? Because they're just they're bad, but not in a.
It's just like content filler that gets thrown out into the theaterverse.
Exactly. So.
Or straight to DVD.
But it's funny that you asked me to do this though, because you're like, oh, you want to talk about bad movies? And I'm like, Joey, I took film history classes that we don't usually talk about bad movies. We talk about the good movies. So, I don't know where you'd like to begin here, but I know a bad movie when I see one a lot of the time. So.
Well, we can start with basically kind of a concept of bad movies. Like, there are bad movies, like you said, that are more or less forgettable, like horrible waste of time bad movies, like no plot, no good acting, or horrible tech. And then there's like the bad movies that like are just kind of low budget, but at least had a decent plot or like could make you think for a bit, like keep your attention. And I guess we can kind of start there because I don't really have too much of a history with bad movies, just, the few lesser ones, like for anyone that's seen it, like Hard Rock Zombies was probably the last one I watched.
Have either of you seen History of the World Part 1?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Was it Jews in space? And there's also Hitler on ice.
Yes.
Like when they did Hitler on ice, I was just like, this is finally the moment where like the Nazis definitely lost. When there's just like da 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 da. Like I would have loved Hitler. To see
I
that
think they
back.
lost
I
with
was
the
like,
producers.
What?
The producers.
I haven't seen the producers. Actually.
Oh,
Are you talking about the new one or the old one from Mel Brooks? With
Well,
Gene
Mel Brooks
Wilder.
was a part of the new one too, actually.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the one with Gene Wilder.
I haven't seen the one with Gene Wilder. I did see the new one. It was hilarious.
New one would probably fall into the bad movie category.
What?
That's what I've heard.
I
haven't
laughed
seen it,
so
so-
hard. My
But,
stomach hurt.
We gotta stay on track here. Why am I the one saying it? It's not my show.
No, we can get as off track
That's
as we
mine.
want, as long as there's still some relatable subject.
As long as we fill up the space, right, Joey?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so my knowledge of bad movies kind of goes back to Mystery Science Theater. Like, Mystery Science Theater, to me, it was, I don't know why the Sci-Fi Channel, well, I know why, partially why Sci-Fi Channel canceled it, mainly because the ratings were kind of aimed, but also because they negotiated contracts for, like, all these movies. Like, they have to have the rights to show all the movies that they showed, even if they're making fun of them. So after a while, it became expensive, and, producers being producers were like, we're going to go put on Stargate for 20 years, so...
Hey, I think
we need to make
Stargate's
some
an
money.
awesome show.
I'm not saying Stargate's bad, I'm just saying Mystery Science Theater's better. So, shut your mouth. So,
If you want to get your fill of
Shut your
horrible
dirty whole
movies
mouth.
with robot commentary.
I thought you were going to say robot communist. So that sounds kind of crazy.
Oh, there might be a movie. with
Oil
robot
for
commentary.
all of us. But then they would have the robot, then they'd have the robot dictators that would take over, something like that.
Yeah.
But, Trey, you enjoying those carrots over there?
Yeah.
Your Bugs Bunny accent.
Was that black?
Just nom nom nom, the crunch crunch crunch.
Wow, this would be a great time for the never mind.
Something. Well, okay. On that note, we'll go out to some skits, and we'll see you in a few minutes or seconds, depending on how good your attention span is.